When I was young, I always dreamed of speaking English. I watched movies and listened to songs in English. The people on TV made it look so easy, but for me, it was hard. I grew up in a small town where no one spoke English. My parents didn't know English, and neither did my friends. One day, I decided it was time to start learning. I went to the library and borrowed my first English book. It was a small book with lots of pictures. The title was English for Beginners. I was excited but also a little scared. I knew it would be a long journey. I opened the book and saw the first word, hello. I repeated it several times. Hello, 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 I said. It felt strange on my tongue, but also nice. I learned a few more words that day. Goodbye, please, and thank you. I practiced saying them every day. The next step was to learn the alphabet. I wrote down each letter, A, B, C, and so on. I sang the alphabet song trying to remember the order of the letters. My little sister joined me, and we sang together. It was fun, but sometimes we got the letters mixed up. After a few weeks, I knew the basic words and the alphabet. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to speak in full sentences. I went back to the library and borrowed a new book. This one was harder. It had more words and fewer pictures. I felt nervous, but I was determined to learn. I started learning grammar. It was confusing. There were so many rules, past tense, present tense, and future tense. I made a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I felt like giving up. But I remembered my dream and kept going. To practice, I tried to talk to people in English. At first, I was too shy. What if I said something wrong? What if they laughed at me? But I knew I had to be brave. I went to the local market where tourists often visited. I saw a man looking at some fruit. He looked like he spoke English. I took a deep breath and said, "Hello, how are you?" The man smiled and replied, "I am fine, thank you. How are you?" I was so happy. I had spoken my first English sentence to a real person. Every day, I practiced speaking more. I talked to tourists, watched English TV shows, and listened to English music. I even joined an English class at school. My teacher was kind and patient. She helped me with my pronunciation and corrected my mistakes. I made new friends in the class, and we practiced speaking English together. One day, I saw an ad for an English speaking contest. The winner would get a prize and a certificate. I wanted to join, but I was scared. What if I forgot my words? What if I made a mistake? But my friends encouraged me. You can do it, they said. I decided to give it a try. I practiced my speech every day. I stood in front of the mirror and spoke. I recorded my voice and listened to it. Sometimes I got frustrated, but I didn't give up. The day of the contest arrived. My heart was beating fast. I walked to the stage and took a deep breath. I started speaking. I made a few mistakes, but I kept going. When I finished, the audience clapped. I felt proud of myself. I didn't win the contest, but I learned a lot. I learned that it's okay to make mistakes. It's part of learning. The important thing is to keep trying and never give up. As months passed, my English improved. I could read books, watch movies, and talk to people without feeling scared. I knew I still had a long way to go, but I was happy with my progress. One day, I got a letter from a pen pal in another country. Her name was Emily. She wrote in English, and I wrote back. We became good friends. She told me about her life, her school, and her hobbies. I told her about my town, my family, and my dreams. Writing to Emily helped me improve my writing skills. I learned new words and phrases. My journey to learn English was not easy, but it was worth it. I learned that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. I made new friends, gained confidence, and opened doors to new opportunities. I knew I still had a lot to learn, but I was ready for the challenge. After a year of learning English, I felt much more confident. I could have simple conversations and write short letters. But I knew I needed to practice more. I wanted to become fluent. My teacher told me about a special English camp for students. It was in a big city far from my town. I was excited but also nervous. It was my first time traveling alone. The camp was amazing. There were students from all over the country. We stayed in a big house and had classes every day. The teachers were friendly and spoke English all the time. At first, it was hard to understand everything, but slowly, I got used to it. I made new friends who also wanted to learn English. We helped each other with homework and practiced speaking together. One of my favorite activities at the camp was the English movie night. We watched movies in English with subtitles. It helped me learn new words and phrases. We also had group discussions after the movie. It was fun to talk about the characters and the story. Another exciting part of the camp was the talent show. Each student had to perform something in English. Some sang songs, some told stories, and others acted in short plays. I decided to recite a poem. I practiced every day, and my friends helped me with pronunciation. On the night of the show, I was nervous but also excited. I went on stage and recited the poem. The audience clapped and cheered. It was a great feeling. After the camp, I returned home with new skills and confidence. I continued practicing English every day. I read more books, watched more movies, and talked to more people. My parents were proud of me. They saw how hard I worked and how much I improved. One day, my teacher told me about an opportunity to study abroad. There was a scholarship for students who wanted to learn English in another country. I was thrilled. Studying abroad was my dream. I worked hard on my application. I wrote an essay about my journey to learn English and why I wanted to study abroad. I also practiced for the interview. The day of the interview came. I was nervous but determined. I answered the questions as best as I could. A few weeks later, I received a letter. I got the scholarship. I was going to study in an English-speaking country. I couldn't believe it. When I arrived in the new country, everything was different. The people, the food, the culture, it was all new to me. But I was excited to learn. My host family was kind and welcoming. They helped me adjust to my new life. I went to school and made new friends from different countries. We all spoke English together. Living in an English-speaking country helped me improve a lot. I practiced English every day, not just in school, but also in daily life. I learned new words and phrases. I understood the culture better. I even started thinking in English. One of the challenges I faced was understanding different accents. People from different regions spoke English in different ways. Sometimes it was hard to understand them, but with time and practice, I got better. I also learned to ask people to repeat or explain if I didn't understand something. People were always kind and patient. During my time abroad, I joined different clubs and activities. I played sports, joined a book club, and even volunteered at a local community center. These activities helped me practice English and make new friends. I also traveled to different cities and experienced new things. Each experience taught me something new. One day, I received a letter from my friend Emily. She was coming to visit me. I was so happy when she arrived. We spent a lot of time together. We visited different places, tried new foods, and talked a lot. Emily helped me improve my English even more. She corrected my mistakes and taught me new expressions. We had so much fun together. As my time abroad came to an end, I felt proud of how much I had learned. I was no longer the shy person who was afraid to speak English. I was confident and fluent. I knew I had worked hard to reach this level, and it was worth it. When I returned home, I shared my experiences with my family and friends. They were amazed at how much my English had improved. I continued practicing and learning every day. I also helped others who wanted to learn English. I shared my tips and experiences with them. My journey to learn English was long and challenging, but it was also rewarding. I learned that with hard work, determination, and practice, anything is possible. I made new friends, explored new places, and gained new skills. English opened many doors for me and changed my life in many ways. I am still learning and improving every day. Learning a language is a lifelong journey. But now, I am confident and excited about the future. I know that no matter what challenges I face, I can overcome them. My struggle to learn English taught me to be strong, patient, and determined, and for that, I am grateful.